Welcome, Anannya. Good morning, Anannya. How are you? Can you hear me?
Hello, good morning. I can absolutely hear you, and it's wonderful to sit and interview for Spice FM. Thank you so much.
Bit of merits and some great contributions towards Sattriya Dance, and you were the India Star Passion Award winner in 2019, awarded by India Star Book of Records. You've also had several others, Vrindrani Awards in 2024, Forever Star India Awards 2023. You've been nominated as a finalist for the London Community Excellence Awards 2025 by Charles Gordon Trust. So, and you're also very much keen to fundraise for Cancer Research UK in your artistic journey to help individuals battling cancer in the UK. And you've also held several roles as managing director and co-founder for 5 years on a socio-cultural organisation called Nityan Kahara, right?
Yeah.
I've got that right. So, tell us a bit about yourself, Anannya. We would love to hear, and so would listeners.
Thank you so much. You have already mentioned, I think, every important thing that I have done till date in my art journey. My name is Anannya Mahanta. If I have to talk about my roots, it's from Assam, India. My father belongs from the Moira Sattra of Sivasagar District, and my ma hails from Letugram Sattra of Jorhat District in Assam.
Okay.
As already my roots trace back to the Sattra culture. So I was born in Brutap in a Sattriya art and culture environment only, which, my parents, pushed me into that field. To be very honest, Sattriya was something I was not planning since I was a childhood. I was more into creative dancing. I was more into Bollywood dancing. But they wanted their daughter to follow their roots, to know about their culture. And Sattriya was not much known at the time too. It's still struggling to be in level of the art form like Bharatanatyam and Kathak. But, as I said, my roots come from there. And also as an individual, I wanted to know about my roots. So that's how Sattriya came in my life. That's how I got introduced at a very tender age of 3 years, where maybe it took time for me to even understand what Sattriya is. But now I am really thankful to my parents. They introduced me into it because I am enjoying it so much.
So for the listeners who don't know or may not know what Sattriya dance art form it is, could you tell us a little bit about this dance form?
Definitely. Sattriya dance, comes from the word Sattra, like I mentioned, and Sattra is the monasteries of Assam. So Sattriya dance was originated in the 15th century AD by the great Mahapurush Vaishnavite saint Mahapurush Srimanta Shankardev, with a religious faith to promote and propagate the Bhakti movement, the Vaishnavite movement. And when this started, it started from the Satras, and till now it is the only dance form which is practiced still as a living tradition in India. You will find no other dance forms which is considered as only the living tradition, but Sattriya is one which is still ongoing. So back from the Satras to now, globally recognizing it is at performing arts. It took a long time, and somewhere it is still struggling to, get that up to a level as Bharatanatyam and Kathak. And why I'm saying this, because everybody starting from a younger age to the older age, if you ask about Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Kuchipuri, Mohiniyattam, they know. But if you ask about Sattriya, they will first pause. Like, what this is? Is it a Bollywood? Is it a semi-classical? I have faced here in UK multiple times. They have no clue about what Sattriya is. And this has happened because it got its recognition very late. In the year 2000, 15th November, Sattriya was globally recognized as an Indian classical dance. When Bharatanatyam already attained a certain level, Sattriya just started its journey. So it will take a lot of years for Sattriya to, achieve in that same level as other classical dance forms. But I'm pretty much sure it will achieve, that time will definitely come, because young artists like me, even senior artists like who are more senior than me, my gurus, adhyapaks, everybody is tirelessly working for the promotion and propagation of this art form. And a day will come when every one of the people will know, and we don't have to explain them what this is it a semi-classical or Bollywood. So this is a very, very divine spiritual art form. Its roots are, as it is roots are connected directly to the satras, it's a very mild dance. It is not like, very intense, just like any other art form. I really wish, I really hope, and I really request all the listeners, please, if you get chance in your lifetime to witness the Sattriya dance, please go for it. I am sure you're going to have a very divine experience you haven't experienced in any other art form before. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for showing the light here and teaching us a bit more around what Sattriya is. So how important is this ritual and spiritually from Assam, right? Its roots come from Assam. So how is it different when it comes to some of the other art forms?
Sattriya is very, very different and unique. I'm not just saying because I'm a Sattriya dancer. Like, as an audience perspective, I'm saying the first thing, the primary factor about Sattriya dance is bhakti. When you are performing, like, suppose I'm performing a Bollywood, I am just flowing in the rhythm, I'm just enjoying myself. But as soon as I'm in my Sattriya costume, I have to shift my mind and connection to a phase where I can show the bhakti movement, the essence of the divinity and spirituality to the audience. My expressions will automatically change, and I have to flow like a wind, like a wave. Sattriya comprises of two dance forms, costumes. One is the male oriented dance, which is very, very different as compared to the female. Now this male and female dance forms, costumes are also different. The rhythm, the gestures, the bowl which we use for the to like tie up all the like tal man and everything, this is also different. So I'm talking about here, if I have to talk about, I'm in a female dance attire, my essence is grace. I have to look graceful. I have to flow like a wave, like a wind. I cannot be doing intense dance forms. And in Bharatanatyam, we can see the tapping. They do the tapping a lot, like intense tapping. And in Kathak, it's all about chakkars, like just one element I'm sharing. But in Sattriya, you will neither find tapping nor find chakkars. It is all about the rooted bowls, the essence, the bhakti, the spirituality, the different movements are set up in a chronological order, and that's how it is performed, that's how it is showcased. And the music of Sattriya is so very unique. The primary instruments is khol, which is like a two-faced drum. It is the only instrument where which is used in terms of Sattriya, and it's very similar with the sound of a mridanga. We use tal. So these are the two, khol and tal. Are like, we use violin also, we use harmonium also, but khol and tal is the primary. And this, through this, we showcase the traditional, the pure dance forms. So in short, if I have to say, Sattriya is extremely devotional. Sattriya is very, very something which is very fragile. You have to be very, very careful while presenting. It cannot be just presenting because, I have seen some dance forms on the YouTube. I'm just going to imitate it and do it. No. And why we are more responsible to showcase it in the correct way? Because it is still practiced as a living tradition in India. So something which is still practiced in Satras as a living tradition, how can you showcase it in a wrong way? So when it comes to Sattriya, we have to be very, very careful. Very, very, you have to like we cannot be just doing it as a means of like an art form to showcase the audience. We have to dive deeper into the roots, culture, grammar, every single thing, and that's how we are ready as a performer or maybe as a dancer to bring it to the audience on stage.
Fantastic. So that's really interesting that you mentioned that Sattriya is a living tradition and it has its elements, different instruments, different tal, different expressions. So what do you what are you telling a story, right? Every art form is telling some sort of story. So what is a typical story, expression, presentation that Sattriya actually delivers? That would be quite good for us to understand.
Yes, sure. Every classical art form is storytelling, but what is different about Sattriya is it is primarily based on the hymns and ascents of Lord Krishna. By Lord Krishna, I don't mean Radha. We don't count Radha in Sattriya dance. It is only about Krishna, Vishnu, the supreme power of the universe. And most of the stories are binded to the mythological essence of Lord Krishna only. If I have to talk about my art journey, I have done so many stories related to Lord Krishna, starting from the Dhenukashura Badh to the Bakashura Badh, all the Ras Leela which Krishna did at his time. And my recent performance, my choreography, if I have to say, it's about the Krishna Vandana, where Krishna's whole, texture of the body, how he looks, how he stays, what is his contribution in the, for the supreme power of the universe, everything is described in a rhythmic way, like putting the Sattriya music in account. And most of the movements are, that's how it is made. If I am describing Krishna, my movements will be designed in a such a way that the audience will know that she is depicting Krishna. My expression has to come out in a way. That's why I'm telling about bhakti. Because if my bhakti is not visible, my a sense of showing Lord Krishna, no matter how much I do justice with the movements and gestures and all, people will not know that I'm showing Krishna. I have to surrender myself. Satriya is also most of the act about surrendering, which is also a bit common with the other classical dance forms. But like I said, we consider Lord Vishnu and Krishna to be the supreme power of the universe. We completely surrender it. And when we do, we are not in this state of human life. Like when I'm performing, 10 minutes before the performance, I'm going to shift my mind to a zone that, Ananya, you will be now on stage. You have to, like, I have to bring that conscience straight on my mind. And then I will put my, steps on the stage. And once I'm on the stage, audience is blurred, because if I don't perform that way, my essence and my I won't be able to do justice to the act somewhere, I feel. So this is what I'm still learning as a performer. I feel learning is never ending. Of course, it's 25 years of learning this art form, but somewhere I'm still learning, somewhere I'm still trying to do more justice to my acts, somewhere I'm still diving deeper more into the spiritual roots concept, that what is it about call, like can I do my expression in this way so that I can show to the people more. This is a whole level of introspection which I'm still doing. But in short, if I have to say, Satriya is about a storytelling of Lord Krishna, but Radha is not counted in Satriya dance. So yeah.
Fantastic. That's great enlightenment today that you've given me. That's all about dedication, surrendering to Lord Krishna, and that's what you are depicting in your stories in different parts of his life, his expression, his stories. I think that's absolutely new to me, actually. So that's wonderful of you to kind of show us some guiding light here. Absolutely. And what we're going to do is we're going to play some tunes and get back with some conversation. So Sahiba is what I've got next lined up today. So listeners,
it's such an important question for me. I have always been a struggling dance artist, and this I'm going to say with all the pride, because I don't come from a direct cultural background. And
you mean nepotism? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nepotism and favorism. And
Yes.
this I'm going to say it very clearly, because I'm a very straightforward girl. Like when I started my dance journey from scratch, of course, I got the blessings of Guru and everything. I attained my diploma in the year 2008 when I was a little kid, sixth standard, jumping out of joy that, oh my God, my journey, ended till here. I got the diploma, it's finished. Little did I know it's the start of a big movie that was just a teaser until I achieved my diploma. then I got to, know that even if you have potential, you're not getting shows. Even if you're invited, it's like a pay and perform. Like I have to pay for my slot, I have to perform and come back. And I was so frustrated at one point. Of course, I did paid shows because I told my ma, I need a platform. Nobody is inviting me. And she had a lot of problem in that. She was like, why are you wasting money in it? If you have potential, you will get the platform one day. Keep patience. And I had a lot of heated arguments with her for that factor, because I was telling her, no man, there are a lot of artists in the field. Nobody will come and knock on my door and tell that, oh, come. Like, I'm not born with a godfather with a golden spoon that people
Sure.
will come. Why would they give me the chance when there are other people who are maybe more closer to that organizer? That's how, a lot of struggles happen. And then I lost my ma, 2020. Before that, I did a lot of paid shows, I have to tell it. And when she died, something around me changed. And it changed in such a massive way. I decided, done. I'm not going to take myself for granted. I'm not going to let people use me. I'm going to start things on my own. That's when Ritangahara was born. And it was a breakthrough moment for me. I told my father, because after she died, 2 months I didn't dance, and I knew inside I was suffering from maybe mild depression. Sometimes, you can feel you are
Sure.
not responding to the responses of the body. Something is wrong inside
Yeah.
you. You are not waking up. You are waking up. Even if you're waking up late. You are not eating your food on time. You're not taking care of yourself. And most importantly, I started to hate myself. When I look at it in a mirror, I'm like, no, I don't want to see you. I just want to sleep. So that's when I know that, Ananya, if you were not going to help yourself now, you're going to just go in the gutter in such a way nobody will come and pick up. Because my dad, he is such a, emotional person. He can do anything for me, but he cannot see me suffer. And he was helpless because he also lost his wife at some point.
Sure.
What I'm going to ask him his help for, because he's also having his own share of battle.
Yeah.
So that's when I went to him. I told him, I need some money from you. I want to start up a company. And that's when my journey also aligned with 2 dancers. I discussed this plan with them, and right away they agreed. And we 3 dancers started up this Nritangahara. And then I'm like, done. I'm not going to go to anybody and ask for platform. Rather, I'm going to create platform for myself.
Wonderful. That's amazing.
And that's when
I love that thought that you said, right, I'm not going to ask for a seat at the table, Really, you can all flip over. I will create my own spectacle. And that's
Yes, and,
amazing.
universe helps you. I think if you are honest in your actions, if you have not done harm to anybody, universe helps you.
That's amazing. So we're going to play a tune and get right back. You're listening to Pep Talk with Ponchi this morning, listeners. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this one. And you know what? This one is beautiful. It is Ishq from Lost and Found. And it's just beautiful, this tune. So enjoy this one. Good morning to all of you. We'll be right back very short. But when you engage yourself in arts, performing arts, you don't need company, right?
True,
you don't
100%.
feel lonely because you are living with an art form. So, last night I had a little thought, I was not feeling great, and I was like, okay, let me go and play some instrument. Me and the instrument. Me and the music. Me, the perfection. The imperfections. I couldn't get some notes right. And I was a bit, no, I need to get this right. So by midnight, I didn't care about the clock. I didn't care about the day or the night. I didn't care about who's with me or not. It was just me, totally engrossed in it. So I feel that really what you were bringing here was that, yes, no matter what you do, if you have something, it's like a gift. It becomes a part of you. It's another friend you have. I see it that way. And it's so beautifully disciplined that, you are doing something for yourself. And part of that, you say, you make your manifestation power so strong. By sitting there and saying, I'm thinking, not strong enough. But the chutzpah that you have, the grit that you have to perfect an art, is just beautiful in itself. It's having a beautiful friend that you're working with, which lives within you, within your soul. So thank you for shedding light there. And I think what I wanted to learn from you a little bit more around, especially in this sort of what goes through your mind as an artist and in your heart when you're performing. Are you looking at the audience? Are you looking at somebody? Are you just looking at the glimmer of the lights? What goes on when you are dancing?
When I'm on the stage, I actually don't see anything. Of course, my eyes are open, but my mind is completely engrossed with the music that is being played and the story that I'm going to tell. And my heart is wholeheartedly devoted and poured with the expressions that I'm going to show to the people. So, to be very honest, these lights, these people, everything gets a blurred vision, because if I start looking at people, if I start to see what's going on around me, that creates a distraction, and somewhere I might not be able to bring justice to justice to my act. So this is how I have always been, and this techniques nobody teaches you. Believe me, your adhyapak or maybe your guru will not teach you. Of course, the basic things they're going to teach you: be confident, do this, do that. But these little things of creating a connection with the audience on stage by not thinking what they are doing and completely focusing on this performance, this mind and heart game that you have talked about. You control the remote, believe me. And you are going to learn this more with time, the more you do stage performances. And every time I'm doing more and more shows, I'm discovering I'm not perfect. I'm imperfect. I have a lot of things to learn, and I'm keeping my vision a very, very broader, spectrum, a very, very broad and wide, so that I just learn more and more. Because the more I'm going to learn, the more I'm going to discover new things. And as a performer, this is all about mind game between audience and the performer. You have to know the little tricks to divert people's mind, because we get distracted easily, and nowadays everybody has phone in their hands. Little bit, if your performance is not captivating for the audience, they might start scrolling phone, and this is not a good sign as a performer. You're on the stage and people are maybe scrolling down. So I have to make sure when I'm on the stage, people only watch me. I have to play with my eyes. I have to play with my expressions. I have to play with my rhythms, movements. This is my piece of challenge. So it's a very, very tough game, because at the end also you have to remember what you are dancing. So this is more about a mind game, and this is a whole new game. This is a journey of a performer. This is not a journey of a dancer. As a journey of a dancer, you just learn the dance movements. Maybe you are showcasing that in front of the audience. Maybe it's like a so and so good performance. But to be a better performer, to be a performing artist, you have to play with the mind and heart. And these little things are so vast. It requires your self-introspection, self-awareness, and you grow every day. You grow more with time. What can I say? I'm still learning. I feel I'm still learning.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's really important. I think it is a tough game, right? But I think to be very fair, yes, absolutely. As a performing artist, you have to captivate the audience attention. But equally, I think for me also, this is a message for the audience that, when people have come to see a show, to me, it's very disrespectful if I actually go on the phone when I'm actually with somebody. Absolutely disrespectful. You are there. That person's given their time to come and see you. Get off that phone, right? Just nothing. If you have dedicated that time for that, then I think the person across to you, if you're alone, nobody cares. If there's a person, if there's an artist, be respectful. Right. For me, it's really, really important that, it's not necessarily that you are not captivating. It's just that we as humans are handcuffed and phone cuffed nowadays. So before we didn't know what we were missing, and now every minute we think, oh, we have a fear of missing out. But absolutely, it's a tough game for performing artists out there. because, generally entertainment is a tough business, because just to keep human mind attained to in an act may not be always possible. So yeah, kudos to you, and that's a great introspection there, that you think, okay, I'm not perfect. I've got to do the more you do, the more you realize, actually, I need a bit more, not a dancer. I need to be a performer, and how do I do that? So are there any specific stories or myths or particular emotions that you absolutely love expressing through Sattriya?
I think the biggest blessing I have got in me is everybody says I have expressive eyes, and I also agree somewhere, because when I'm on stage, like after post my performance, when I people share feedback, like me, and most of the times I heard, Ananya, wonderful expressions. Ananya, when you gave this expression, I got goosebumps. So if I take all the feedbacks into account and I filter out the common factors, I can definitely say that expressions in me plays really a vital role. And I do have expressive eyes, and this I was since childhood. When I was 3 years old, I'm just going to sit on a couch or maybe on a sofa, and I'm just going to do the expression of maybe a teacher, maybe somebody's mimicry. I was always like this, like a drama queen since as a child. And this eyes that I'm blessed with, I want to really make the most use of it. And now I am in a multicultural country, UK, like so much of diversity, so much of love, so much of, motivating each other. This is what I have seen till date. So I think I have to dive deeper more into my expression thing, and I want to use more. Like when I'm storytelling in front of the people, maybe I'm doing a piece of Lord Krishna, I want to just be in that avatar like so much that even after my performance, it will take time for me to come out. Like I want to go to that zone. Of course, I have got good feedback till date, and of course, I also have got, honest feedbacks from my guru. Like whenever I perform, I used to send videos to my adhyapak, like, see, please, if this is okay. He will tell me that it is fine, but try to make sure this posture is this posture is that. I'm still in that learning phase, and I will always be learning. But my plus point, if I have to talk about, which captivates the audience, this is, I think, my expressions, because I am already blessed with some expressive eyes. Why not I use it to the core to make people more convincing, to make people more captivated through my art form? And this is what I'm trying. I'm here hitting different stages here in UK of different communities. So I'm actually experimenting on myself, that let me do this part in this way and see how audience finds it. And yeah, expression has definitely played a common role in my life, and I want to learn more, and I just want to keep growing better. And I think this is a advice for all the dancers. The best way to practice is, the best way you know that you are doing better or you are not doing better, is practice in front of a mirror, or maybe if you don't have a mirror, record it when you dance and be your own critic. Just judge, if this part is doing good or not, this part is not doing good or not. That way it creates a whole different environment, and if you are into the process of storytelling, your outcome of the performance will turn even more good. So yeah.
Fantastic. So that's really good to know. And if you were to describe Sattriya in 3 words to someone who has never seen it, what would they be?
Graceful, devotional, spiritual.
Okay, wonderful. That's great to hear. So we were talking all about you kind of gaining funding, right? You were fundraising at that point. And how did it go for you then?
Yeah, so my breakthrough moment I was talking about, it started it was a moment in 2020 when I lost my ma. Mm-hmm. And after I lost her, something within me changed. And I decided, made a promise to myself, I'm not going to do paid shows anymore. Rather, I'm going to create a platform on my own and invite artists. And we did a lot of events. We got central funds also from that. The universe helped us. Did a lot of lecture demonstration sessions for the underprivileged children. And till date, universe is helping me a lot in terms of my art journey. And whatever Ma hoped for, maybe that she is going to get some good platforms one day, she is going to get invitation, she is going to get paid well. These are happening now. After she was not able to see it in her human life, but maybe her, blessings are still working on me and creating magic in my life, that it's still happening and I'm still working and I'm getting like good opportunities, and it is just helping me a lot to grow as a person, and I'm really hoping more in the journey.
Fantastic. So that's a great, of course, your mother's blessings are following you, and that's just wonderful to know that. Absolutely. So my kind of talking through about your journey, I think you mentioned that, of course, your mother's been a great inspiration and really started your journey. And in future forward, you mentioned your adhyapak, right? And you're kind of the teacher. Are there any other influences that drive you?
Yes, one dancer which influenced me every single day is Bharatanatyam dancer Rukmini Vijaya Kumar. She is an internationally acclaimed dancer, and I'm sure every dance lover know her because the way she explores art is something every dancer needs to know and learn. For her, art is freedom, dance is freedom. She will be doing experimental movies, she will be working on choreographies, she will also be working for the society by donating, just like fundraising. She's a good swimmer, she's a good, very, very nice, somebody who is into the body training, movement and all. She has done everything which a dancer manifests in her life, and she has 1 million followers on Instagram, and more than followers, really she deserves the appreciation because it's the quality of the work she does. I can recommend, just go to her YouTube channel Radha Kalpa company, which is her company, dance company, and just watch out her movies. My God, what dance movies she creates. She's a Bharatanatyam dancer, and taking the Bharatanatyam as a core art form, she has done magic to the world. And we dancers get inspired. I get inspired from her every single day. I'm a huge role model. She's my absolute role model, and she's somebody I really look up to. So yeah.
Fantastic. So that's Rukmini Vijay Kumar. Is that the right name? Yeah, Rukmini Vijay Kumar, right. The Bharatanatyam artist. So fantastic. I shall check her out, of course. So thank you for sharing that. So in terms of, obviously, audiences, right? So you've performed in India. You live in the UK. Are there any differences? Do you notice when you are obviously performing that audience response is very, very different? Or is it similar, or is it, ecstatic? I don't know, really. I mean, of course, you are the showbiz.
Yeah, one thing I want to say as a dancer, you get two sections of audience. Like, I'm a Sattriya dancer, and my art form people know and some people don't know. So I face two sections of audience. One who already know about your art form, and as a critic, they're going to judge you every single thing you do, and they're going to be your real critic because they already know.
Yeah.
And one person is somebody, like one section of people is somebody who have no clue about what Sattriya is. You're going to just watch out your movements, your costume, your gestures, your expressions, and they're just going to come to you like, what is this dance form that you perform?
Sure.
Is it Bollywood? Is it semi-classical? Then I'm going to say that no, this is Sattriya. This is the classical dance form only, and this is our own classical dance form of Assam. So this, people know about nowadays. A lot of people know about Assam, but I feel there is still some section, some areas, be it in terms of remote places of India. If I have to talk about, if I go to the North India, few remote, very villages, people have no clue about what Sattriya is. They know where Assam is maybe now, but they don't know is it a folk dance, is it a contemporary. But in South India, if you go, a lot of people know about what Sattriya is because they are very culturally rich people. They already know.
Yeah.
So this is like two sides of a coin. And even in UK, when I came here, I did a lot of shows, but two shows I remember when people had no clue about what Sattriya is. I went to Surbiton to perform for the India Day celebration, and audience witnessed Sattriya for the first time. And when I was in the costume, I went to the stage. They asked me, Anannya, what is this costume? Are you doing Bollywood dance? I have to explain them. And I get so many questions. What is this dance form? What are you I'm wearing. So what I do is I just take a mic and I just give an introductory explanation, because I feel that the audience needs to know what I'm doing before I showcase. And same happened in the Kingston Carnival also last month. I went there. It was a grand celebration of 25 years. I requested the organizers specifically. They wanted me to do a Bollywood dance, but I requested them, please allow me to do Sattriya, because I want to show the people about our art and culture. They are like, people don't know what your art form is. I'm like, I make sure they will know, and I'm going to do something they will remember for the rest of your life. I did Dashavatar, and before I did that act, I asked people like, hey, you audience know about Bharatanatyam, you know about Kathak, have you heard about Sattriya? Their expression was, no, we haven't heard. So today I'm going to showcase Sattriya in front of you, and just buckle up your seatbelts, because this is going to be a very different experience for all of you. So now here in UK, I have to be in a very interactive, avatar, where I'm dancing also, interacting with people also, because if I don't do this, there's no point of me showcasing something in front of people which they have no clue about.
Sure.
And there are Indian communities here who know about Sattriya. Like, they are very art and culture rich people, Indian art and culture rich people. But I don't want to confine my artistic journey by performing in front of them only, because that way I'm not growing. If I go and perform in front of a community where a lot of people don't know about it, that makes a challenge for me, I believe. So yeah, that is how it is going. It's like a two sides of a coin. Some people know, and when they know, my responsibilities become way more higher, because they are judging every single step of what I'm doing. And when they don't know, I have to play the dual role of being the, demonstrating them, also performing at the same time also. So that becomes even more responsibilities on head. So
Fantastic.
I'm enjoying both ways.
No, this is great to hear, because obviously, I think lots of places I go to, I'm a total amateur. I haven't got a clue what's going on. I went to see some sort of a dance, a flamenco show in Barcelona once, and I'd never seen it and had no clue. So I think that wonderful way of you saying, well, actually, I need to be interactive, because I want to tell the world about this. And this is something which, if you don't, you are a flag bearer here. We all know Assam, right? We all know, the world knows Assam for one thing, and that is Assam tea, of course. So, but what you are bringing is more to that, right? So some forms which are there, tradition has been living, you are living it, and you're bringing to the world stage. It's just wonderful. And I think for me, and when I did look into this, for me it was like, this is something really emerging. And as you say, we hear a lot about Bollywood, because Bollywood is backed by a lot of money. And when you are money rich, you are cash rich, your opportunities open up very quickly. It's a rapid response. Money speaks a lot, which means that obviously, movies, and what we see in movies is a world stage, because the access through distribution channels is huge, which I think the classical forms, unless they land up in these channels, have less of an exposure. So I think artists like yourself, getting out there, getting to festivals, making people aware, it's just an absolute wonder that you are doing to this particular art form, which is obviously not very well known, and it's going to be there because not many people like you have actually made the effort, and it takes years and centuries to make something well known to the world. So thank you for sharing that wonderful thought there, and how you are seeing your audiences and how you're actually maneuvering towards making an impact for different types of audiences who know well and who don't know so well. So in terms of, obviously, what role do you think classical dance plays? You've mentioned Bollywood a few times. I've heard Bollywood a few times. Bollywood is really, for me, is more like pop culture, and it's a bit like more contemporary style or whatever. We put elements in it. Some of it actually makes no sense either. But a lot of it is really, what do you feel that classical dance plays a role into keeping culture and tradition alive for the next generation?
I think classical dance teaches us to be spiritual, to be devotional. Like, to be very honest, I'm not somebody who goes to the temple every day and nods my head and just going to tell God that, oh, please give me this, give me that. Of course, I believe in God. But, as like with years, as I'm more involved in this thing of Satriya, somewhere now I can connect to the higher power of the universe just by sitting here. Maybe I'm sipping a cup of coffee and I'm just clouded in my own thoughts. Maybe I'm talking to the higher power, and that creates the energy of manifestation more. Like classical dance teaches us so many things, which I think other art forms might not teach us. It focuses us a lot on personality development. It teaches us how to talk. It teaches us to be humble. It teaches us to be, connected to our roots. It makes us somewhere spiritually strong. So this is very important for the younger generation, because I have to, as a mother, if I have to tell my kids someday in the near future, I have to give them the taste of everything. I have to give them the taste of Bollywood, but I also have to give them the taste of, this essence, this roots, classical dance roots. And it depends on her or maybe him what they want to learn. If they want to learn Bharatanatyam, if they want to learn Kathak and not Satriya, that's fine. But in general, classical dance has to be introduced to the younger generation because it teaches us a lot of things and it helps us to tackle even life situations. Because through dance, we meet a lot of people, we go through a lot of situations, we also go through a lot of inner emotions. Every day we are facing different things. That is also somewhere making our mind conscious. We are aware of what is going on around. And the more we dive deeper, the more we are growing. And now I'm 29. In 39 years, I may also have another level of consciousness on my mind. I have to talk about my mother. She inspired me wholeheartedly. I think she was very rigid. She is no more. I lost her in 2020. But one thing about my mom was that once she will think something on her head, nobody on earth can change that decision. And I was also very stubborn and rigid because that's how I am. This is one of my negative traits that, whatever I think also I'm just going to do that, which is positive also in some cases. But Satriya, I never wanted to learn. It was very tough for me. Somewhere I was not grasping what it is. Then my mom was like, no, you have to give time. Everything takes time. She will take me to dance class Monday to Friday, and where I, learned my dance form. It is not like in weekend we have classes. Monday to Friday, every single day we had classes, and every day she will take me. From the school I will come, I will just take rest, and then with a bag in my hand, I'm just going to take a rickshaw, and go and dance for 3 intensive hours. Wow, now if I think about those days, maybe because of which, I shifted my mind and I wanted to continue this art form at a later time. Maybe if I would not have got these classes, somewhere maybe I would have just left. But every day I was diving deeper and deeper into it, and my adhyapak, he was such a strict person. He followed the traditional method of teaching. Even now, no mobile phones, no clicking pictures, no doing videos. Right. You have to put it inside your head. You have to learn by that traditional way. Take a pen and paper.
You said 3 hours, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
And you beautifully used the word adhyapak. That means the teacher. Very, very beautiful Hindi, that is. So that is some level of dedication, of course. Right? And no technology. And obviously we were blessed back then because technology was anyways not that destructive. It wasn't there. It wasn't distractive. It wasn't destructive. It was just emerging that time. So that made you obviously strongly dedicated into this.
Of course, nowadays students have, I'm very young to say this, 29, but I'm very happy that I was born in a generation where we were not not too much old school also, not too much modern also. We were in the mid. So I got this traditional classes. Now if I have to teach somebody, maybe she is going to take out the phone, maybe she is going to click selfies in between it. Like this generation is so distracted. That's why we are losing the traditionality of the class forms. But in terms of my adhyapak, he still teaches in Delhi, and still in like it's still 2025, still he follows that like thing, no mobile phones. Put it inside your head, and if you cannot grasp one thing, you have to practice it. Once you get it, then only you will be taught the next chapter. Otherwise, you're going to just stay in that chapter only, and all your friends will just march ahead to the next. So that also creates a competitiveness in the mind that, oh, why I'm lacking behind, I have to do this.
Yes.
So that is very important as a teacher. I think these teachers are rare to find now. Like teachers, if to get a good adhyapak, it requires some kind of good karma also in past life, and maybe I have done somewhere, because I always think this, like, wow, those Monday to Friday classes, and even my mass, somewhere internal pressure also, do it. That created who I am today.
Absolutely. I think that's the grit, actually. So could you share a memory from your training? Perhaps maybe it could be a challenge or a breakthrough moment, aha moments that you just think, okay, I'm not getting this, but hey, I have got this, or I can't do this, or no, I've totally broken down, I don't want to do it, it's not my thing. And nowadays that's very much how, what I hear a lot of it is around parenting, right? Don't force your child, leave them to it. I have a little bit of concern here, because forcing can also be good. It's not always wrong, because a child hasn't got that experience. They don't know what they don't know. So for me, if my mother taught me swimming in one summer, I'm very grateful for her, because I was at that point distracted. I wanted to play out. I didn't know the value of it at all. But I was effectively pushed to say, well, sorry, you've got to do this. Once you've learned it, I don't care what you do, but you've got to learn it, and this is the time to do it.